Nobody calls each other terminally online anymore. I think that's because everyone is terminally online now. Jobless too. And ugly as heck. Stains all over our shirts. Stupid as well. Well, there's no stains over my shirt, but the rest of us, you're fair. Just realized that I have kids today try to do witchcraft at sleepovers. They go online to look for love spells or curses or whatever. They're just gonna find a million listicles about crystal healing and essential oils plastered with AI-generated cottagecore pictures instead of the way the gods intended. Neon purple-pink GeoCity pages with tiled star backgrounds covered in near unreadable gothic text and enough blinkies to blind the average man. Tragic. Honestly, we're failing our children. Sometimes I feel like I'm climbing up this incline again alone. But thankfully, Sisyphus and the Itsy Bitsy Spider are here with me. Oh cow, is that Kate Bush? I love that psychic powers are still allowed in science fiction. They're an acceptable part of the aesthetic. Like, you can't have magic, but you can have brain magic, because it's more science. Diversity win. The person who bullied you in school for being weird was autistic all along. Started playing thunderstorm sounds from YouTube at night. It's frustratingly effective. Pros: falling asleep quicker. Cons: having nightmares about storms. Hey, what if you add some clown music for a more festive atmosphere? Yeah, thank you for your recommendation. With brief consideration, it has been disregarded. Look, they never said they were trying to end your nightmares, just make it more festive, okay? White Tumblr racism is far more insidious than, like, out and proud racism. Because why are you using your autism as an excuse to not view black people equal to you? There will be a post like, stop being racist to black people in fandom spaces, and then some white sucker will be in the comments talking about how they're neurodivergent, like, literally who asked? It's more like it's harder for autistic people to recognize the words of hidden meaning. So they pick something up from others not realizing it's dog whistling or a stereotype. Yes, it is not an excuse, and remove it from your linguisticon. When we do find out we misunderstood, it's just an explanation. Did you miss the whole point of the post? Yeah, sorry, I'm autistic. Yeah, sorry, I'm autistic. Like, if you're going to be so set on believing everyone is out to get you on purpose, I'm not going to explain it again. You love that kind of mentality yourself, right? White people are crazy. The amount of people willing to stand up and go, yes, I am the straw man you would imagine. I don't even recognize I am saying exactly what you predicted. In exactly the way that proves you right because I didn't read what you said before I started to scream about it is always astonishing. Need a full body massage, a margarita, 20 milligrams of ibuprofen, a plate of brownies, at least an hour in a jacuzzi, and $20,000 in cash. The mouse after you give him a cookie. Bro, they're putting me on the FBI top 11 most wanted. Guy who's not in the FBI 10 most wanted voice. Did you know I'm actually in the FBI's 11 most wanted? It's like you were so close, but not quite there. To me, the absolute funniest part of Chunk on Earth is the fact that every single scientist without fail says, not as far as I'm aware of, instead of no, whenever she asks them the most insane question possible. I don't know how much of the show is scripted, but I think the reactions are genuine, and like, that's what scientists are really like. It's hilarious. All my uni professors do the same thing. They word every negative response as a, well, sounds wrong to me, but I don't know, bro. Maybe I just haven't read about it yet, so whatever. If there's one thing we hate, it's definitive answers. There's one thing we hate, it's definitive answers. Well, I think it really depends. I think the main reason why scientific people and like people who are really into any form of science usually react with not as far as I'm aware is because they know even the brightest minds were wrong about stuff. Like, it does not matter how smart you are, chances are you're wrong about something. And it feels really bad to be the reason why false information spread. And it's sort of like this acknowledgement that yes, I am in fact fallible. I could be wrong. But as far as I'm aware, what you just said is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, that's the logic, and I think that's a fair way to handle things. Stealing packages off people's porches has to be simultaneously one of the dumbest and most mean-spirited crimes out there. You don't even know what you're taking, you stupid idiot. You're just taking for the sake of taking. Genuinely fall down a flight of stairs. I wrote a very homosexual t-shirt one time and the package got taken. A day later, the shirt, unwrapped and folded, was shoved into my mailbox. Well, at least you got it back. I grew up in a family of left-leaning hippies, thank God. But I can't stop thinking about the one holiday dinner party where my teenage cousin said something about immigrant hotels and needing to stop the boats, and there was like a pause at the table until our grandpa, a very mild-mannered man, just went, "Now where the fuck did you hear that?" Incredible aura. I've never heard the man swear before or since, but man did he pick the perfect time for it. Cousin had been turning around since, by the way. I think he just fell in with some weird online friends. Something really interesting about this, that is part of the reason why I'm trying to cut down on swears in videos as well, like aside from the fact that YouTube gets mad at me, is because, in my opinion, I think that the less often you swear, the more it matters when you do. And I think the same thing is true when you yell. I'll tell you right now, if someone yells at, I'm going to use a parent and a kid as an example because that's the easy one to pull from. If someone yells at you for everything you do wrong, regardless of how important it is, and then they yell at you for something really bad you did, in your brain, it isn't any worse. And that is why you shouldn't lose your shit at your kids every day. Benson Bowen sounds like the name of the guy. Benson Bowen sounds like the name of a guy in a folk song who gets gunned down for adultery and thrown in a river. A cold mist blew through the streets of the town the night they gunned young Benson down. He lied with a woman who wasn't his wife, and his husband decided he'd pay with his life. By the dark of the night, and he lighted the moon, into the river went poor Benson Boone. Dink dink dink. I don't know. I'm not musically inclined. I might not have the ability to sing, but I am very curious on who Benson Bowen is. I'm probably butchering that last name because I think I pronounced it 3 different times just while reading this. But considering that apparently they're guilty of adultery and thrown in a river, I don't think I want to know. American singer/songwriter. Okay, you know what? No, the name fits. Never mind. What is your werewolf name? Oh boy, I don't like doing these because it feels like if I do enough of these, my information will somehow come loose. But I want to point out some of these are just really silly. Like, imagine if your first name starts with an M, which I've been open that my first name is Max, so M, yeah, Alpha. I could be Alpha Hunter, Alpha Demon, Alpha Howler, Alpha Rain, Alpha Red, Alpha Shadow, Alpha Storm, Alpha Beast, Alpha Bane, Alpha Dagger, Alpha Hound, Alpha Fang, Alpha Claw, Alpha Wolf. That's the only one that doesn't sound too stupid yet. Alpha Crescent, Alpha Paw, Alpha Lupus, Alpha Fire, Alpha Tempest, Alpha Warrior, Alpha Rage, Alpha Thorn, Alpha Moon, Alpha Loop, Alpha Vexen, or Alpha Omega. Alpha Omega is an option. Could you imagine a werewolf story? Who are you? I am Alpha Omega. What could be worse for that? Oh no. My name is frickin' Moon. I'd be the most idiotic wolf. Oh shoot, who brought Moon along? Okay, my apologies. Clearly it can be worse. When million Moon approaches, I was Raven Temptress. Now I am White Wolf. Excited for 1 million moons.